Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to Brad Tragic. Little blank stare there. Like, should be like a countdown or something. YouTube. Maybe a little temp that maybe they could add in there. Um, all right, so I had an idea. I just got done watching That Metal Show, which is an awesome show. If you're into metal music, if you haven't ever checked it out, check it out. It's pretty good. Um, Found out the other day Saxon was around like that long, and I didn't know they'd been around for that long. Because I've heard of them, but I didn't think they were that old. Pretty cool. So I kind of know what to think. What bands were playing when you were in high school that really got you into the genre that basically set your tone for the rest of your life? Because I mean, for the most part, people, the music they listen to in high school is basically the music that you're gonna like for however. I mean, there is instances where I do listen to country, but I mean, I listen to country all my life. That's basically what I was into before I got to high school. So, but I mean, high school is usually where you get introduced to more people. There's usually two or three schools that come into one at high school, and you meet different people. You meet different people with different tastes, I guess. What I mean. So you get introduced to things, and you might meet somebody that says, "Oh, I got this cool CD," and they show it to you. They let you listen to it, and then you're like, wow, I love that band. And like 20 years from now, you'll hear that song online, or you put that CD in you bought, and you go down memory lane. What bands were uh, playing? What bands did you really get into in high school? I know the first two bands for me was when I was introduced by my friend uh, in high school to Corn and Limp Bizkit, and that basically set the world on fire for me. Getting into new metal and hard rock, and that's basically it's like it's sad that new metal's gone because I still love new metal to this day, and anybody that talks fast, things like that. Then when Slipknot finally came on the scene, it was like that just blew my mind. And I think Slipknot's really what set new metal on fire, and then basically killed it in a sense as well because then everything couldn't even match up to Slipknot. So yeah, it was okay. But I mean, there's a lot of bands I listen to. I listen to Slipknot. Listen to I ain't really getting to Black Label Society until later on, after school. But I mean, I listened to them, but I don't think I was really into it until after high school, and I started realizing, like about musicianship and really, that people playing guitar it really is harder than what you think and things like that. Uh, but yeah, uh, basically, Corn on Biscuits what got me going. So what bands got you going? I know, me listening to Stained and when they first came out, going to see a concert when I was a senior in high school. That's really what And I mean, for the rest of my life, I'll always be probably like following Corn, following Limp Bizkit, following Stain, following Nickelback. I mean, there's bands that came out. Nickelback really didn't shape me. I'm sorry, but I always follow them because I want to know what's going on with that band because they're in my generation. And that's what's it's kind of good nowadays because there for a while in 2000s you didn't really see too many bands coming out that like, oh god, this generation's not gonna have too many bands coming out, but they did get Avenged Sevenfold, which great band, and they're going to be probably the next Metallica. So at least the 2000, 2010 people, they did come out with Avenged Sevenfold. So people, getting out of high school then, they're going to have that to look out to. But I think a lot of people like in this generation are more like into punk, like Fall Out Boy and New Found Glory, things like that. So it's kind of sad to say, like there really wasn't a metal generation in there. I mean, I know there's some people like Bullet for My Valentine, and Atreyu, and bands like that. Um, but I mean, it's just been basically a punk era with 2000 to 2010 of that decade really was a punk era, or a pop punk era. It really wasn't a metal era. You can say maybe rap too, but it was basically a pop punk, thing going on there. Um, But coming into 2011, you see rock starting to come back a little bit. And actually, the surprising thing is, if we go into the whole music thing, um, and I really think the singer-songwriter is actually going to have a ride in this decade. They're going to have a ride at the beginning here, because you're starting to see a lot of indie artists coming up. So this might be an indie generation, where a lot of unknown bands, are really coming up. But basically, music has really, really been blown up, nationwide, to where you can go online and listen to any band and basically, hear them. So it's pretty crazy. So basically, I just want to get my views out there and post what bands you were really into when you were in high school. Like I said, mine was Limp Bizkit and Korn. That's what got me going in my direction. I was listening to hard rock and blah blah. Up until then, I think I only had like 3 CDs. One was an Alan Jackson CD, and one was the Tractors CD, and then after that, after I got that first Korn CD, um, for $3 Bill Y'all, Limp Bizkit. As soon as I got those 2 albums, I was dead set. And from there, my addiction to music just kept on going, because then, I just kept on, rolling, and, and got my addiction to where, well, I want to find new music. And that's my whole thing nowadays. It's like, I'm always finding new bands. I'm always on YouTube looking for new bands. So if you ever see me post anything or like a video on YouTube, definitely check them out. I'm always checking out bands. And I mean, even if I don't like it, I'll probably like it on here, just to have people check out new music. It's pretty interesting. So definitely subscribe above, and you'll definitely see stuff like that from me. See a cool video that people are doing. Definitely always subscribe to it too, especially music wise. Not too many out there, but if I do find one every once in a while, I will subscribe to it. A lot of times I'm not really into watching those kind of shows, because a lot of them are kind of boring. I mean, with movies, you can go back and you can watch them and everything like that. But music, it's sometimes they talk about the same stuff and they're not really super entertaining, but sometimes they'll put what they're going to be about. And if I see something interesting, I'll click on it. If they're going to be talking about like Lady Gaga or something like that, and it's like some band I've never heard of, whatever. I will say bands that I'm getting into now, the bands I'm into now, do that too. Put what bands got you started in the genre that you are basically set in. If you like all music, like me, basically what piqued your interest in music, what really got you. Because I mean, a lot of people, don't get that bug. But if you got that bug, then tell me what gave you the bug. Because Korn and Limp Bizkit gave me the bug. And the bands I'm into now, I would have to say Hank 3 is probably one of the big bands I got. And Marilyn Manson still to this day. And that's kind of what got me into the vibe too. Manson kind of helped me, I guess, along the way. So I could probably put Manson in there along the way. I think midway through high school, I was introduced to Marilyn Manson. Let's say a weird thing to get into Manson during that time, and I don't know who you can even compare to Manson like nowadays, because there's really nobody like a shock rock type of person like him that parents are gonna go, oh, you shouldn't listen to that. He's a bad person. He does bad things. He worships Satan. I really don't know. Maybe Hank 3 is like that to some people. I don't know. But I still listen to Manson. I still listen to Hank 3. Um, you know, I don't know what other bands, I still listen to like I said, the old band that got me through high school and everything. But I still listen to Hank 3, which is Hank Williams Jr.'s son. He sounds a lot like his grandpa. And I listen to Marilyn Manson still, following his career. Pretty interesting. Like, he did have a drop off in the period, and he came back, so it's pretty cool. It kind of saved his career a little bit, I think. But I still listen to those to this day. Hank 3 is really good. You know, for the most part, the main people that I really stick with, following their career, is basically Stained, Marilyn Manson, and Hank 3, and Black Label Society. I follow too, and Cottonmouth Kings. Cottonmouth Kings is someone I followed since high school as well. Rappers and things like that. So really good. And I'm not like a weed smoker or anything, so it's just their music. It's so awesome. I mean, how many white guys can you have a decade, almost 2 decades, almost a long career in the music business rapping? I mean, seriously, how many white rappers do you know Besides, like, the only rappers that come to mind would be like Beastie Boys or Eminem. That's basically been around for almost 2 decades and still have a longevity career in hip hop. And this is a group of rappers, so there's more than one. So it's pretty crazy. So if you ever checked out Cottonmouth Kings, definitely check them out. Really, really good. They're still putting out new material. Uh, Still not bad. And all the artists that surround them, they don't really surround themselves with much crap. There's a few crappy artists that I don't really care on the Suburban Noise, which is the label they're on. But that's about it. So there you go. Put down below. Let me know what got you started. What gave you the bug of music addiction that makes you always want to listen to music if you have that bug. If you don't have the bug, what music were you listening to in high school? And then the second part of the question would be, what do you listen to now? What has changed, if anything has? What bands you listen to now? What are, the main people you listen to? There may be bands that you listen to every once in a while, like, oh, so and so's got a song out. But I mean, what bands you basically, like, when they come out with a CD, you're always there. You're always buying their CD, blah blah. Hang 3 comes out, I'm always there. I'm always, wanting, looking to see how much it is. Can I buy it? Or do I just listen to it online? Manson comes out, Cottonmouth King comes out. I'm always watching to see how their albums are going to get, what the reviews are, and things like that. Um, but what bands have held your interest, and really you still like them? Let me know down below. Comment, please. Let me know what you think. And like I said, anything you want me to talk about, leave in the comment box, and I will make a video about it. Let me know. Like I said, audio version with just a still picture probably coming soon. It'll be a lot easier for me to upload a lot of videos coming soon. So be on the lookout for that in 2012. Yes, in the last video from 2011 from the Brad Tragic Show, remembering the music from your childhood. It's been Brad Tragic, and Happy New Year.